Well, it's been a bad week, I'd have to say, for Take-Two Interactive, Gearbox, and Borderlands 4. Yesterday, we were talking about the update on their terms of service and their end user agreement license, EULA agreement. But Randy Pitchford has a quote that isn't sitting well with many fans, and it kind of doesn't really sit well with me. So we're going to talk about it. As gamers express concern about Borderlands 4 potentially costing $80, Gearbox Chief Randy Pitchford says, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen." Listen, if you guys were real fans, you would have made a great movie. Anyways, Randy Pitchford, Gearbox's chief, has responded to a fan who expressed concern about prospects of paying $80 for Borderlands 4, saying, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen." Okay. The video game industry has made the jump to $80, which is crazy to me because I feel like the increase to $70 happened not even 3 years ago, and now they're making the jump to $80. First with Nintendo, Mario Kart World, and then Microsoft saying the price hike announcement that will kick in this holiday season. Could Borderlands 4 follow suit? It's a slippery slope they're on right now. Publisher Take-Two Games, 2K Games, not Take-Two, 2K Games and parent company Take-Two have so far remained vague on whether they would go to $80. And Randy Pitchford has insisted that the decision is out of his control, which, to be fair, it kind of is. Because he's just the chief of Gearbox. He's not the CEO of Gearbox. He's just the head of Gearbox. And the ultimate people that make the call is going to be Take-Two. Like, that's all it comes down to. Down in 4. Anyways, here is the exchange between Randy Pitchford and said fan. "Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increases of the price tags. You're the CEO, and you have some say with the price on when it comes to your publisher." Which, I have to agree, he could potentially push Take-Two, but that might push him out the door. And here's what Randy said. "Not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starfight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991. When I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen." He should have never said this. He should have just kept his mouth shut. Because the cost of everything right now is going through the roof. I have to admit that. Whether it's rent, car insurance, whether it's groceries, you fill in the blank. It's just going up. And him saying this, it's going to push, the $80 price point is genuinely going to push a lot of people out of the gaming space, which is super shitty. Here's a response to Randy Pitchford. Lamau, CEO, said, "Real fan. Woo-wee! In this economy," said one social media user. "Well, that's probably a bad take. The cost of living crisis, and you're just going to say, if you're a real fan, damn," said another one. "What an elitist, out-of-touch response," said another. "His solution, just buy it. You know you will. Is this how you treat your loyal customers? You should have just left that response at 'not my call' and kept the gaslighting out of your response," another added. 100% agree. Last week during PAX East panel, Pitchford insisted that he didn't know that the Borderlands 4 price, but refused to rule out $80. Personally, I think it would be a good call if they just left Borderlands 4 at a $60, maybe even a $70 price point. They went out there, they spent all this money on a movie that just was not the business. It was a bad movie. And they want to keep a loyal fan base. We'll do that by not bumping the price up. I'll tell you the truth, I don't know. That is the truth. I'll hit it straight on. It's an interesting time, he said. It's Randy. On one level, we got a competitive marketplace where the people that make the choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. There are some folks out there that don't want to see the price go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. Total bullshit. They make the prices, they want to sell the units because they got shareholders that they have to keep happy. Like, that's all it comes down to, is the almighty dollar. There's other folks out there accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and that there's tariffs for retail packaging. It's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget of Borderlands 3. Hopefully, it's twice as good. More than twice. So the truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. Let's keep on coming down here. In a recent interview, now we're going to be talking about the Take-Two CEO, Take-Two's boss, Strauss Zelnick. If that name sounds familiar, Strauss Zelnick was one of the founders and one of the leaders of Grand Theft Auto. If the company would go $80 for a game, Zelnick wouldn't say either way, but it says customers will be willing to pay for the very best. And this brings me to another talking point. And that is, a lot of games out there aren't worth an $80 price point. They got these inflated budgets due to delays. But that's not my problem. You announce a game 6 years in advance, and then you turn around and you're like, it's coming next year. It's coming next year. And it just never, materializes. So you have to keep your shareholders happy. And an $80 price point, that game better come out of the packaging. I'm kind of older. Or be able to download day one and not have to hit the start button and then download an additional patch just for the game to work on day one. I have said it for a long time, we offer enormous value, and that's our job. The problem is, Rockstar Games does give enormous value. Borderlands games give enormous value. There's a lot of value to be out there, considering that, tens, if not hundreds of hours, even potentially thousands of hours that you can invest into a game. I know some people, I saw there was a pitch that Grand Theft Auto Online was going to charge you per hour of play. And that would be just, that would not surprise me if they did that. Anyways, of course, we certainly believe that compared to other forms of entertainment, whether that's movie tickets or live events or streaming services, movie tickets have not ballooned in price. Movie tickets, it's still, I'd say, a luxury to be able to go to the movies. You're charged anywhere $15 to $17 per ticket. Where live events are just astronomically overcharged. And then streaming services, there's just way too many of them. Like, we're at the point where we're at basic cable again. You got to choose, which ones you want. The value for our entertainment that we offer is just astounding. And it's our job. It's our job to deliver much more value than what we charge. That's our goal. We think consumers are willing to pay for the very best. It's our job to make the very best. Well, Strauss, go out there and make the very best. Go out there, give me more Red Dead Redemptions. Give me more Grand Theft Autos. Make a very, very good Borderlands game. I don't want to see all this talk, but nothing being produced from it. That's the issue I have. Earlier this month, 2K announced a cheaper than expected $50 price point for Mafia Old Country, confirming that it's not an open world game, rather a linear, narrative-driven game. And there's nothing wrong with a great narrative-driven linear game. And charging a lower price point is not a bad idea. The announcement was positively received with many fans saying they're more interested in a high-quality, cheaper, shorter-driven Mafia game than a bloated open-world game filled with repetitive mechanics. AKA, we're looking at you, Assassin's Creed, and the rest of this is just bloat. Anyways, let's go full screen. With that being said, I really hope that Borderlands 4 can really, produce something that's worth $80 instead of a game that comes out that's completely unfinished, that, needs to be patched to oblivion, not worth the $80 price point. It's a slippery slope they're on right now. You start charging more and more for games, and you're going to drive more and more people away. There's a reason why people don't really play new games anymore. And they play games that are 7, 8, 10 years old. I go back and I play through BioShock. You see me playing Fortnite. You see me playing, Rocket League. These are great games at great price points, aka free, that, produce still great quality years after release. I don't think that releasing a game for $80 that I'll play for 2 weeks, or charging me, $80 for a game that I can't play for 3 months until you guys patch it and get it fixed, is what we're looking for. We're looking for quality. Anyways, you guys, y'all take it easy. Have a great and wonderful day. Mash that like button, subscribe. It helps out a lot. You guys are awesome. And I'll catch you later. Bye.